Today we reel in 10 aquatic fragrances that harness the sunny open sea. I'll be picking 5, and also I have a special guest. It's one of my good friends, Cameron, over at Carolina Fragrance Reviews. And he'll be picking 5 of his favorite fragrances, so keep watching and get hooked. Welcome everyone back to another edition of The Fragrance Shark. If you're new to this channel, this is where I decant out to you fragrance reviews and all things fragrance related. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now let's get into this. I wanted to convey my love for the aquatic genre of fragrances. I live on Long Island, New York, and it has a rich history of fishing. I spent a lot of my childhood fishing and clamming out of the Great South Bay. These are just wonderful memoirs I have of aquatics that really put me in that sort of emotion. I also wanted to get another perspective for someone like Cameron, since he lives in a different climate. He lives in North Carolina. So this list is going to be in no particular order, but I'm going to start at my number 5, which is Jo Malone-Wood, Sage, and Sea Salt. The notes are grapefruit, sea salt, sage, seaweed, and ambrette. I find this is a well-constructed unisex fragrance that's not overly aquatic. It's light, clean, and sea breezy, with a hint of sweetness from the grapefruit. I feel like it's like a trip to the spa with, you hear like those nature sounds in the background, the water. To me, this is not really big on performance, not a monster, but it renders me in a state of relaxation. It does a nice job, and well, we all need a little me time, right? Number 4 on my list is Dolce Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense Pour Homme. The notes are mandarin, frozen grapefruit, juniper, salty aquatic accord, amberwood, and musk. The citrus is blended charmingly with a salty aquatic, supported by a bed of amberwood and light touch of musk. This reminds me of walking on the docks early in the morning. You're welcomed with the soft sea breeze, and the morning dew is starting to evaporate into the air. This is a summertime staple for me and just takes me back to memories of fishing trips. So number 3 on my list, which is a recent acquisition of mine, it's House of Sillage, number 3. But before I get into the notes, I have to hit the button on this because it's so cool. Check this out. I could do that all day. How cool is that? The notes are maritime sage, volcanic rock accord, black pepper, and capellus wood. Picture a volcano erupting with intensity and ferocity, then drifts back to sleep in its dormant slumber. The carefree sea breeze swirls through the oceanic sage, while the gentle waves wash ashore driftwood and volcanic rock. The maritime sage really merges an oceanic and earthy life to this fragrance. My favorite part of the fragrance is really the volcanic rock accord. It really adds a nice earthy char to the fragrance. It's not a very prominent note, but it's one of my favorite. It really brings depth and character to the fragrance. This has some really amazing longevity. I get around 8 to 9 hours. I'm going to get some really good wearing out of this summer. It's one of my favorites so far. Coming in at number 2 on my list, it's Penhaligon's Blasted Heath. The notes are Aquatic Accord, Seaweed Absolute, Clear Sage Absolute, Green Leaves, Clear Wood, Tobacco Absolute, Whiskey Accord, Alaskan Cedarwood Essence, Gaiac Wood Essence, and Vetiver. This is a right proper fragrance with refined character. I would call this an expedition in a bottle. It opens with salty seawater with a magnificent green note that's almost like a soothing mint. Then later turns into a peated Scotch whiskey. This one puts me in a mindset like no other Aquatics has. I picture cold grey overcast skies with waves crashing across the Isle of Islay in Scotland. Taking in stunning memories, scenery. I think life doesn't have to be a picture perfect, bright and sunny day to be beautiful. I mean, look at this bottle. How awesome is this? It's got a bow tie. Coming in at number 1 on my list, it's Azzaro-Solarissimo Marettimo. The notes are lemon, citron, seawater, Haitian vetiver, cedar, and labdanum. The name Solarissimo Marettimo roughly translates to very sunny maritime. The name is very indicative of the vibe of this fragrance. I really love this, especially since it's a cheapie. The citrus is not overbearing, and I feel it really enhances the seawater accord rather nicely. It comes off very fresh and airy. Picture white linen sheets hanging on a line, sun-kissed by the summer heat, with a sea draft blowing through the sheets. If you're a fan of Nautical Voyage, I think you would really like this one. I urge you to check this one out since it's only like $20 on FragranceNet.
Yo, what's up? This is Cam from Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Kenny, thank you so much for having me on your channel. It is a complete and total honor. And yes, Kenny and I are going over 10 aquatic fragrances. He has his 5, I have my 5. I have mine in no particular order. The first one I'm gonna share with you guys is a clone from a very controversial fragrance that we have out right now called Fragrance One. This one is Bulgari Aqua Amara. Wait a minute. This was out like a long time ago, so I guess it's not a clone of Fragrance One. Okay, so retract that statement, kind of, sort of. The opening on this is really nice. The mandarin on the opening is very, very palatable. The dry down is fantastic. The oceanic accords are very, very nice and mellow. Great performance on this fragrance. It just doesn't have that heavy, heavy bergamot like the fragrance that I was talking about. This is, like I said, it's more...
It doesn't give you a headache. That's what he's trying to say. It doesn't give you a headache.
That's basically what I was saying. But here is a little tip. You want to blend a masterpiece, Clinique Happy and Bulgari Aqua Amara. Blend these two and see what kind of compliments you get. Yes, they do have similar DNAs. They do smell different, but they have, some of the same nuances. But layering these is wow, 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 wow. Mega, mega compliments. This doesn't have stellar performance, but this is a fabulous office fragrance or vacation fragrance, but these two together, but we are just doing the Aqua Amara, but that was just a little tip, a little side note there for you I thought might help you.
Just a tip.
Just a tip. Bulgari Aqua Amara is an aquatic citrus. The top notes are Sicilian mandarin. Essences of neroli. Heart notes are rich water. Base notes are Indonesian patchouli and albanum. Before I get into my next fragrance, I do want to clarify something. My list of aquatics are not exactly like textbook aquatics. I think all of Kenny's are actually all listed as Aquatic Fragrances. Mine either have aquatic or aqua in the name, have some aquatic notes, or they're aquatic to my nose. But this one has been a long-standing summer staple for me. This one is Tom Ford's Mandrina di Amalfi Aqua. Don't see anything in the note breakdown that says like ozonic notes or ocean accords or anything like that, but it does have aqua in the name and is definitely a summertime staple. A lot of times, if these fragrances are in a blue bottle, that usually means that they're along the lines of aquatic or they're trying to give that aquatic vibe. This one is a wonderful, bright citrus fragrance that definitely screams summer vacation. The mandarin and orange is just absolutely stellar in this. It is a sexy fragrance in my personal opinion. It's definitely unisex, safe enough for a man or a woman. To me, this is one that I would wear with like maybe a white button-up shirt and some loose cotton khaki pants and some sandals, walking down the beach at dusk or something like that. That's the vibe that this one gives off. I love this fragrance. It will always be in my collection as long as it's available. One of my favorite out of the blue bottled private blend Tom Fords. The notes are citrus, mint, thyme, white floral notes, aquatic notes, and musk. My next fragrance comes from the house of Juice Box. You guys know how I love my Juice Box. This one is called Micro Love. This one was featured in one of my top 10 list recently. I don't know if it was vacation or whatever, but this is definitely a summer staple in my personal opinion. There is, I see a lot of people that are not crazy about this one. It was released in 2016. I like it a lot. The opening on it is really, really nice. It's really bright. It's got some airy ozonic notes about it. You can definitely get some of that clary sage that's in there, but a definite spring and summer monster. The performance and projection on this, the longevity, is fantastic on my skin, as well as, matter of fact, I have not had a Juice Box yet that I didn't at least get 8 or 9 hours of performance, if not longer. This is an underrated house that I think is going to become more and more popular. Some people call it a clone house. I don't know what it is. Every time somebody says Parfums de Marly or Initio or Juice Box or something, say that this presentation is tacky. I think this presentation is dope. Heavy, heavy glass. Got your record up here, but this one goes back to the 90s, to the time of U2. 1992, 1993 was the development of the microchip, and this is supposed to be talking about the marriage of man and machine, the pros and cons, the fears, the dangers, the embracing it all together at one time. It's an amazing scent. I like it a lot, and like I said, beast mode projection on this one. You definitely get...
Like I said, beast mode projection on this one. You definitely need to get your nose on Micro Love.
The notes for Micro Love are ozonic notes, apple, neroli, cinnamon, violet, clary sage, white cedar, suede, and ambergris. Okay, my next fragrance is a 2019 release from Juliet Has a Gun. It is Vanilla Vibes. You may have seen a review on this fragrance on my channel, but I want you guys to know that this fragrance is really amazing. It was dubbed my vacation fragrance for the 4th of July. I really like this fragrance a lot. It does open up slightly feminine. The dry down on it is magical. The vanilla and the tropical sea salt and everything that's in this just really, really works for me. The dry down is amazing, and the performance is above average, pretty stellar for a vanilla aquatic fragrance. I like this one a lot. It really surprised me. I thought that, I like vanilla fragrances. Like I said before, Juliet Has a Gun, to me, has primarily had a lot of female fragrances as far as what I have come in contact with. Yes, this one is unisex, but I can almost hear like reggae playing in the background or a luau or something like that. This is definitely summer vacation in a bottle. Some of the notes for vanilla vibes are vanilla, orchid, sandalwood, tonka, musk, and benzoin. Okay, last but not least, I would say would be a Chesapeake Bay boat trip, Bay Area, Sperry shoe wearing, crab cake eating, summertime wedding fragrance. This is Silmarin from Healy. This is definitely a top shelf, true aquatic fragrance. I was able to get this fragrance through a raffle that Kenny and I went on together, and Kenny made sure that I was able to get this for this collab and for my personal pleasure, and I have definitely been enjoying this. This is a really fresh, true aquatic fragrance that just, you know, I don't know if you remember on Wedding Crashers where Vince Vaughn had on the plaid shorts and the senator was talking about, you know, not putting another notch in his belt, and he's talking about I'm beltless. This is one of those beltless fragrances, or it could be one of those notch in the belt fragrances, whichever you prefer. But this is definitely a fun aquatic fragrance. Let me tell you what's in this bad boy. The notes for Silmarin are lemon, Sicilian bergamot, marine salt, algae, vetiver, birch, and cedar. You can definitely feel the warm sun, the sand between your toes at the beach, those sand on your Sperry's while you're hopping on the boat, whatever it is that you like to do during the summer. This is also going to get a lot of heavy rotation with a couple of my other summertime fragrances. Definitely a great pickup. This one isn't super cheap. It's not super expensive. I think it runs around 130, 140-ish, somewhere around there, but definitely one of your nicer aquatic fragrances that you would wear on special occasions, weddings, etc., etc., etc. Kenny, thanks again. Thank you so much for having me on your channel. And for all of you Fragrance Sharks fans, I appreciate your support to Kenny and to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Kenny, I'm going to send it back to you, my friend.
Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Also, please subscribe to Cameron's channel, Carolina Fragrance Reviews. His channel offers a lot of amazing reviews. I'll also post a link in the description for you. In the comments, let me know what is your favorite aquatic fragrance and if you have ever tried any one of these fragrances. Thank you all for watching, getting hooked line and sinker with the Fragrance Shark and Carolina Fragrance Reviews.